gonna cut this out later so I can say as much as I want.
I'm struggling to think about what we talked about today.
Without mentioning Mooncats.
Today, on this episode of Capsule 21's podcast, or just the Capsule, is it what the official name is? Capsule 21?
It's the Capsules 21 podcast. That's the official.
Okay, so welcome to the Capsules 21.
The Capsules 21.
21th podcast. Today we talked about Duke Nukem, Doom, id Software games, especially Wolfenstein 3D. We talked about Punch-Out. We talked about my personal favorite artist, Kristoffer Zetterstrand. We talked about accessorizing. We talked about Mooncats accessories. We talked about French cinema and about the gas savings of our new, improved Babylon dungeon. And we talked about the new theme.
A boom. All right.
Boom.
Good job. And what better way to begin than with one of the most iconic characters in Babylon, the backroom guy.
What's funny is he's the only character in Babylon.
Is that true?
He's the only person you can talk to out of this whole world. This is the only guy that you can actually have. It's like, oh, finally, there's a human being I can have a conversation with. It's this guy.
That's crazy because you're outside.
And
there's the auctioneer. Look,
but you can't talk to him.
Right.
I guess sort of like he has a line of dialogue, but it's like he's on stage. But
the flavor text says the auctioneer has taken a personal interest in you. So you are, but it is true that I think the auctioneer is definitely it's a broader kind of thing, and the backroom guy. You're in this whole world. And it does kind of put it in an interesting thing because it's like it's not just some guy in a back room. It's just like the only guy, the only guy you can even clearly see. Like you could see something here, but this is the only guy you can actually see. And this was an image drawn by Piv, and it depicts a fairly cozy and mysterious back room. In the original vision for the game, it just changed this afternoon, but the original vision for this game, this guy had a very prominent role to play because he would run this raffle type thing or lottery type thing where you'd put Capsule 21 NFTs in a box and he would give you something back. And basically it was a bust, essentially. The cost of putting the NFTs in versus the value of getting them out did not work perfectly. And so until we can fix that, we today kind of turned him into a different character, which is the hint guy, which is a different trope from video games.
Yeah, this is now just helper. For all my RuneScape heads out there, I talk about RuneScape a lot. It was very important to my life. In RuneScape, when you're in Lumbridge, there's the guy in the blue robes and the white staff with a question mark on it. And when you're new to RuneScape, you talk to him and he helps you. He go kill the goblins so you can level up. This is what the backroom guy is now.
Yes, there's also the Nintendo game called Earthbound, which is an iconic game, and there is this hint guy. This is very funny because this is, of course, before the internet where you could look up any freaking thing about how any game works. But in the case of Babylon, it's kind of pre-internet because no one knows. There is no website that says how it works that you can just Google. So the backroom guy is.
Should we add a Fuzzy Pickles a photography guy?
Oh, you know Earthbound.
Yeah, I love Earthbound.
I posted something from a game this week. I wonder if you guys know what game it's from.
On your Twitter? On
my Twitter, yes. It's under the Francis Bacon.
Ah, yes. Well, that itself was extremely confusing. So, this is from Doom.
Oh, Duke. Is that not Duke Nukem?
Oh, wait. Is it Duke Nukem? I thought it was Doom.
Doom guy looks different, I thought.
Yeah, this is Duke Nukem. Yeah, it's a good call.
No, it's not.
It is the Doom guy?
No.
It's neither?
No.
Wolfenstein? Is that the...
Yes.
Okay. I knew it was from the ID software world. You did not. But yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. When did Wolfenstein come out?
That's a good question. Wolfenstein, what's that from? It's from 2? No, Wolfenstein.
It's hilarious. It's giving me the release date of the 2009 reboot, which is 2009. 1990.
Yeah, the New Order.
No. Where is it?
BJ Blazkowicz. So that would be not the 1981 version, but the 1991 version.
Wait, not the 89 version?
There was one in 81, which was Castle Wolfenstein, which was a Apple computer. It looks like ASCII art. It looks like Owl's NFT. And then after that, id Software, John Carmack and John Romero, legendary game developers, created the id Software.
I think this is the ID software one. Now, isn't this the one that Piv's screenshot is from? This is one that your parents wouldn't let you play? No, this is Owl's
Yeah,
NFT, which I love, but this is not scary.
The game is Wolfenstein 3D. Wolfenstein 3D is the game that this is taken
Right.
from.
Okay. And so let's look at this.
It's so funny that they called it Wolfenstein 3D, and it looks, you know what it looks a lot like is it looks a lot like our maze animation
Ah, that's true.
when you're
So it's not actually
transitioning
3D. That's
through
true. It is all in one area, but well, I don't know. Back to you, Piv. Where was I? So when you put this up, have you played this game? Like, I think it's a very interesting reference for pixel art fight thing because I feel like you could imagine some serious pixel art person being like, this is not serious pixel art, it's just a game, you know, but then you're kind of putting this here. So what is the exegesis of this?
It's something I always remember. Just these faces of this guy who gets worse all the time.
It really is an amazing trope.
Yeah, to show like your health depleting, you get like more beat up.
That's an
Yeah, the face
amazing.
reminds me of like Super Punch Out. Super Punch Out had really good sprite work. The faces in that game are pretty.
But you didn't change while you played it though.
No, but the characters had so many of these like crazy facial expressions when they got hit, or when you got like, you know, you got a kidney punch, or like when they got hit in the head, or like, you know, when they
Yeah,
got
there's
a punch in.
halftime
Yeah, they had a lot of
or
good
at the
expression.
in between rounds. I can't find it. I'm really trying to find like a progression. I feel like that could be like a cool art thing to just have really big, like in a gallery, like really big, the progression of the guys' faces from Wolfenstein's 3D to from you know, full health to dead in you know, kind of sequence kind of thing. Couldn't that be like a good art? Sure. It's
Yeah.
great.
Well, nothing is great until it's done, and then once it's done and people love it, then it's like, oh my God, amazing idea. How did you
I
think of
can't.
that?
So simple.
You know, it's like when you tell someone, I think this is true for all art, when you tell someone the idea, it's just like, uh, all right. But then when you make it and you show it, then people go, oh my God, you're a genius. How did you think of this?
How did you get this picture? How did you get this, Piv?
Wait, I'll send you the. Uh, I cut it out of of this kind of sequence.
Oh, so you have the picture he's talking about. You got to check Discord to see this
Oh,
image.
sorry. Oh, perfect. Yes, this is exactly what I'm. This is exactly what I'm saying. But this is too low quality, though. How did you get the? Did you like resize it to being
No,
50?
no, no. It was a different one.
But basically this.
Basically, this, yes.
Um, you know, your idea, Middlemarch, reminds me of probably, I think this is my favorite contemporary, like still working, living artist. His name is Kristoffer Zetterstrand, and he's a painter, and he's most well known for doing the original versions of the paintings that the Minecraft paintings are based on. Um, but he has a lot of really good work. You should go. I'll send a link, and then you should pull this up on stream. We should look at his art.
I'm
So
on it, dude. Check the screen.
I know, but specifically 2008 is my favorite Zetterstrand year. This is when I think he was doing the work that I'm the biggest fan of. It's like 2007, 2008 was really good.
So he drew. Oh, compilation. Okay. Ah.
Yeah, it's really cool. He also did these paintings where he drew like the Counter-Strike maps, but they're like drawn from the perspective that he's like no clipping out of bounds. So you see like this black void behind the map, and I think that that's really sick as well. I'm trying to find what year he did that in. Oh, those are 2003. So if you go to 2003, you can see those, or 2002. 2002.
Oh wow.
I think this is the work that he did while he was like a student still. So this is the work that he was doing while he was in
DE dust. He knows about DE dust. Yeah, that's cool to paint the appearance of the map as when you're clipped out of it, which is a very
yeah.
computery state, and then to put it in paint, which is a non-computery thing. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Is this accurate?
Yeah. Yeah. Zetterstrand is sick. I'm a huge fan of his work. His newer contemporary stuff is good too. I don't mean to be like a hipster and be like, I like the early years of Zetter. No, he's just a cool artist. He's a good guy. But your idea to do the Wolfenstein portraits huge reminded me of this kind of work.
All right. So what about a where is it here? Here. What about a new idea, a generative art thing where you take this guy and you give him all the accessories like the VR shit stuff and everything, like you give him the and that's kind of like a collision of these things.
Oh yeah, you put the
That's another idea.
punk traits on the Wolfenstein guy.
Yeah, this is your base. And every punk, or this is more for you, Piv, you do a punk of this. You stick punk in this. So it's like the punk guy and then getting beaten up, basically. And what would he, what would he look like? Or we should have that here. You can in Babylon actually become the Wolfenstein guy if you get a that's kind of breaks the whole book thing of it, but I mean, it was here, wasn't it? Wasn't Wolfenstein there? Oh no, he was in the middle.
But all in all, quite similar.
I mean, we're very much in conversation with that. Yeah, he didn't have a name, or did he have a name?
I think he has a name. Yes.
You Google that name of.
Yeah, it's BJ Blazkowicz is the
wow.
protagonist's name. Yeah.
How'd you know that?
I know a little bit about video games.
Oh my god, he's got a whole Wikipedia page, and I don't. This is insane.
You could have a Wikipedia page.
No,
if you
I
made
know,
one, it would stay up.
Well, I don't want to get into all this stuff, but yeah, it's not so. But so yeah, this would be the. So let me ask you this question: like, if you look at this and you say, okay, when it comes to games, I actually would prefer the left one versus the right one. Does that make you a hipster who doesn't like progress? Because from my perspective, the one on the right has less personality. It's a human being, so you'd think that's better, but it's actually, to me, not as good.
Well, yeah, the one on the left it has style, and the one on the right is photorealism. So I think it's normal to be like, yeah, I like the one that's stylish. I think that's normal. It's cool. I think the left one is better too. The pixel art is IMO, not very good pixel art, but yeah, it's better than the right, I think.
Why is it not good?
It's just like not technically sound. The eyes look bad. They look like weird anime eyes, and they have this crazy red dot that pulls a lot of your focus. The outline is like super aliased and weird.
Yeah, there's not really an outline there, which has always been, as a non-artist of pixel art stuff, always been my question. We kind of went back and forth on that, Piv. Remember our big, huge fight back and forth about the outline?
A huge fight?
Boom. The quill.
Yes.
Interestingly, in the CryptoPunks, some traits have an outline and some don't. They also couldn't decide. Like the cowboy hat does not have an outline.
Really?
Yeah, it's still there.
Purple
That's
cap
so
does not have an outline.
weird.
But then like something like the tassel hat does have an outline.
Yeah, which causes a lot of
Yeah. Even strangely, like the earring, which is a single pixel, has an outline.
Yeah, I noticed that in Piv's thing where he had to. It looks even weirder here. Like this was, I mean, maybe it was a joke, Piv, but like I noticed this, the earring with outline kind of is in your bag. Like, what is that?
But
I'm pretty sure that's not in your bag.
That's real to have half the outline. That's the way it really is.
But you can't. Yeah, it doesn't really. I guess
pilot
you can't.
Hat is a weird. Pilot hat is weird because the goggles have an outline. The hat itself does not have an outline. Only the goggle.
Maybe
are you sure that's an outline? Maybe that's just like I guess it's black, which kind of makes it an outline.
And then bandana is also very strange because they did a different kind of outline from what the rest of the collection has.
Yeah, bandana's dope.
They just made it darker blue, which looks better. I think that they should have done a darker color for all of the outlines, but for some reason they only did that on the bandana.
Yeah, you could see like knit cap. What is this, Piv? What is this here?
Oh, the choker.
This is a choker?
You said that like it was so obvious. Oh, that's the choker. Yeah.
What? This is, I think, huge. I guess I had no idea. It really just looked like here.
Couple
Let's go to
crappy
a more
little pixels.
familiar look at the oh no. I'm not unlocking that with a skeleton key. Okay, just relax. Okay. Full screen mode. Uh neck. Okay. So what you are saying, and let's just pick a very good example, like not a lot of traits. That's a cool one. So you're saying that that choker is actually that's amazing. I'm sure a lot of listeners are shocked right now. Let's check Twitch right now. Piv VIP. Is that you, Piv, or is that a fan?
Yes, that's me. Piv was already taken on Twitch.
Well, that name kind of doxes you a little bit though, because it doxes a little bit of, one possible interpretation for your name, which is my favorite one. Uh, so yeah, so this obviously is a reference to, and I forget who said this, but like if you look at this is like basically a genre of, blogger stuff where this is a good example. This is like people being even playful within the genre. Like this is like the genre deconstructed basically because it's like drawn out, but like the idea is it's pleasing and kind of informative and looks good and a good way of telling you what your life is like to say what's in your bag and people pull it out and kind of lay it out in like a very clear way. And
Yeah.
so that's why this is very funny because of course the little jiggle, ziggle zaggle thing and this dot and everything. So this is a great piece. I think you should put this in the chest, dude. We need good art for these chests. Separate
It's a hard decision to mint something. Piv,
question.
I don't know if you feel the same way, Piv, but minting is much harder than you would think that it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, it's not. Look, it's easy. Oh, this is looks terrible. How did this happen?
No, minting is hard because while it is technically easy to mint something, you just have to go on Manifold and pay a little bit of gas to do it. Minting something is like meaningful in the sense that you are saying, I'm happy with this enough that I want to actualize it and like make it real. And then I also am so proud and confident in it that I want to ask for something in return for it, and then have it float in someone else's hands for the rest of time. And
Wow,
then
this
when
is a real
people,
blockchain essentialist kind of thing from such a blockchain
yeah,
skeptic.
well, and then when people look at you, so like when people look at my address, and they're going to see all the things that I've ever minted and said, this is me, this is Dovetail artist. So in 50 years, when people are like, let's look at Dovetail's really, really early work, they're gonna see everything that I minted. It's not like, being a regular artist who does paintings where if you don't like something, you can throw it away. Once you mint it, it's
Yeah, well,
there
I got
to,
bad news for
to
you.
be happy with
Andy
it.
Warhol would disagree. He would say, and I quote from our website, don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad. While they're deciding, make even more art.
But
So while you were talking about that, I actually made art.
this is a totally different thing because Piv and I both make art constantly. Piv and I are both people who make probably like 200% or 300% more art than actually ends up being minted. And there's some artists who mint every single thing that they make, but I know that Piv and I both do the same thing where we make and post a lot of art and barely any of it becomes a token.
But if you mint something, then in case it becomes important in the future, you will at least have the good provenance meme. But if you mint something and it doesn't become important in the future, it doesn't matter. So it seems like,
No, it does matter
right, because then
because
people look at your address and they'll say, he's minting
part of
this guy will mint anything.
it's part of your canon, so it's like entering something into the Dovetail canon, entering something into the Piv canon. And it's like, do I want that to be a part of my history, my legacy? Like, I don't know. And that's kind of the
Piv, what
question.
do you think?
I was just thinking of something slightly. It has to do with it, but I think it's just not realistic to think that we will be able to keep the same address for so long.
I agree 100%. But I think people will still know, even if you don't use that address
Yeah, that
forever,
was his first
someone
address.
will dig it up and be like, Piv's first address was this.
Mhm.
And they'll be able to look at it. So, it's just interesting to think about it like that. Famously, I made a collection of 100 one of ones and I didn't mint them, even though I said I was going to. I didn't want to do it. I didn't like them.
Oh, you haven't minted them yet.
This is true.
There's no way you can commit. How would you commit? But yeah, but what about this one? This one's dope. I mean, I don't know. I like this kind of stuff too. So plus we need stuff for the chests. Okay, this is a major new innovation in Babylon, which is the chest revamp. I don't even know if I've showed you this, Pib. Pib, have you seen this? The new chests?
I've seen it, yes, in the Discord.
And so now we have on the website, I should kill white paper. Like, white paper is a kind of a joke. Like, I feel like we're trying to get rid of all the little cute little funny jokes, although having the backroom guy as our guest is also a little bit of a joke, but whatever. You go to white paper, babylon.game/white paper, and now you can see exactly what will happen if you go into the dungeon and look for treasure. And so you lose a key, you lose a little punk health, which you get back in a week, but you get one of these things. And if you scroll down, I don't know if either of you saw this somewhat comedic thing I did, where you scroll, it's a picture for everything. And so if you scroll down, you see one of one NFT, it's just checks. It's just
I didn't notice that. That's funny.
That's it. That's the one of one. If you see checks, you know what I'm talking about. That's like a good thing. Because famously, to all the listeners out there, we did give away a checks during launch week, and it was a great experience. It was a very cool way to raffle something off in a way, not raffle it even, just like give it, have a true dungeon-esque giveaway experience. Anyway, so you can have the one of one NFT in here, which is either checks or something else, but it's only a 1% chance. What about we put some other stuff in here? It really should be called Grail NFT. That's we changed that name to other thing. It doesn't have to be one of one. It should just be a good
I think so.
Thing.
By the way, instead of white paper, guidebook is good. That's kind of a video game meme.
Right, manual. Yeah, guidebook, strategy guide.
Yeah, Prima strategy guide.
Yeah.
That's sick. How do we make a Babylon Prima strategy guide?
I didn't like those things because I only like the official strategy guides from Nintendo.
No, but the Prima ones have it's like what Nintendo doesn't want you to know.
Some exploit stuff. So, I mean, I gotta say, when I look at this, I just think it looks pretty dope. That's like my big word, as you know, for the week. But there's all these little things you can win. They all have different styles to them, or not different styles, but different imagery. And there's variety, and you can win this, and then you can apply it to your book. That's something we need also for this. An image that basically says. Also, it'd be nice to have like a back button here. Okay, so if I go to inventory, so maybe an image that's basically. First of all, I can't click that, so I click Dark Library, click a book. That's so sick. And it just pops up. So it's actually maybe pretty intuitive. I could put your Babylon treasure, click to use. Or do you think that's obvious?
Hopefully that's, I don't want to, think too little of our users. I think it's pretty obvious. I think actually if it could be a hover state, that would be.
Oh, yeah. Like it'll say click, have either of you guys, sorry, I'm putting you on blast on the public podcast, you applied a book background?
I haven't.
You have to do it, Piv. It's actually pretty cool. Which one did you do?
I did the dungeon background, and I did it on my alpha testing bandit.
Look, you can search by this, right?
Oh, that's pretty sick, actually. Yeah, so...
Yeah. Here's all the custom backgrounds we have right now.
Then that's my storage room with the buck teeth.
But you have a little bit of defaulting action going on here, so I know you've been.
I went through the dungeon today, so I got a little defaulting done. Speaking of the dungeon, it is now less expensive to go through the dungeon.
Yeah, I like this narrative. I didn't even intend to really. I didn't think it would have such a big effect, but yes, by removing all the junk, i.e., prizes that are impossible to win, like 5 Capsule 21 NFTs, because there's not that many left. It is now a lot faster because the way the system worked was the system would search for a prize or pick a prize randomly. If it couldn't fulfill it, it'd pick another prize randomly, and there's a chance of it picking the same prize and then keeping doing this. And you guys never will believe the bug that I had where it was impossible to win the most common prizes. So if we go back here, you can see that the most common prizes are things like book name tag, quill, like these prizes. I had just not programmed them in, which means that when a chest says, hey, this prize exists, but the prize isn't actually stored with its information. Like what'll happen is the chest will pick that prize to win, and then it'll try to look up and say, "Hey, what do I have to do to fulfill this prize? What do I have to do to mint it?" And then there's just no record there. There's nothing, and so it will not mark as fulfilled because it didn't fulfill. It'll pick another prize. So basically, compounding the gas issue was the fact that I misconfigured this, and so every time you tried to win a common prize, it would have to reselect the prize for the gas.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
for example, today I went through the dungeon and while Gwei was at like 55 or so, and I paid um $16 in gas. I think it was almost exactly $16. And the day before, and just in the past in general, when you went through, it would always cost it like at least like 30. So it's a lot less expensive now, which is pretty.
All right, let's try it right now. Okay, it's 30 Gwei right now. I don't love the term, and I know it's like a meme, so it's fine. It's making itself a term, but the term Gwei is low. It's like Gwei is a unit of measurement for gas. So Gwei is
Oh,
always the same.
I didn't know that. I literally
Yes.
I did not know that.
Gwei is like ether. So you know about Wei, WEI?
A wei is like the smallest unit of one
Exactly.
Ethereum.
Ether.
One ETH. I just say ETH because I never know what the
Yeah.
fuck
No,
the
I,
correct
I,
way
I
to say it.
agree with you on that. It's ether, but the Wei is the smallest, and the reason you know that, of course, is because of your extensive technical work on the ordinals protocol, which is also something that
Yeah. And then
leverages this
basically,
smallest
yeah,
possible idea.
yeah, one sat.
One sat, exactly. Yeah, just call it sat. And Gwei is giga Wei. It's like whatever giga is, like a billion. You
By the
know,
way, pop quiz. How many decimal points deep does Bitcoin go? How many, like, what is one sat? Like, how many digits past the decimal is one sat?
I
Pop
think I
quiz.
know the answer to this, but Piv might know it better because he is an OG crypto Bitcoin memer.
I don't know by heart. No,
No.
$6.
it's more.
Wait, what? Six
Six
dollars?
dollars.
What
No,
does that mean?
$6 is the is
$6?
the is the is the Gwei for finishing this thing. So
Okay.
overall, $10. $10 plus a key. Like, and you get some sick
Well,
stuff. Like you
that's
can't.
yeah, that's huge because we did a Spaces the other day for the listeners. We did a Spaces last night or the night before, and we had a good friend. Oh shit, he got this friggin' star room, dude.
Boom. We got the background.
And we had Sean Bonner on the Spaces, and he was running through the dungeon for his first ever time, and he was a little upset because I think he paid like close to $40 to move through the dungeon. And now, I mean, was a lot different between when he did it. It was like at like 80, so he
I think
actually
Gwei
did it
was
at
the
a high
same,
end
actually. I think it was the
period.
same
But either way,
measure.
even if the Gwei was the same, it's a lot.
No, I mean I'm saying the unit was the same. I'm trolling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was exactly the same. Okay, yeah, good. I
Well,
wish
if
I
you
had
measure
named
it
all
and
my
the
books.
graduated cylinder, and then you got to account for the meniscus, and then
Yes, the
I think.
meniscus, exactly. We got to tell Sean about that. Okay, so now, because Piv has never seen this happen, I'm going to burn a background outside. Now, I think for the outside, since it's dark, it would contrast well with a sort of more, feminine kind of bright hair thing. So I think that's kind of like a good, contrast is good. So, you don't want the hoodie guy outdoors because like that's, it kind of blends in a little bit. Although this to me, I think is like the dopest one, basically, because the glasses and everything. I just think that looks amazing. Anyway, let's go here and let's do it for the structure of scientific revolutions. Nerd name for a book. This is like a super, doing the most type punk. Okay, I get the pop up. Okay, $3, so not exactly free here, but still good. And so now we have the short process, and this is blockchain gaming, like straight up. Like look at and boom, and look at this, boom.
Epic. By
Okay,
the way, the structure of scientific revolutions with the choker and the moon background is very goth, very cool. I like that one.
hell yeah. And so what just happened here?
I'm
I'm trying to
sure it takes a minute for OpenSea to
no,
update when new things happen.
that's weird. It's here. Okay. Go to my
OpenSea
profile. All
slow.
the things I collected. V1
Akuma.
funks.
On-chain
That's funny.
bandits. Oh my god. Acid blotter punks. Originally Dovetail punks. Little Easter egg for anyone who's a Cap21
Yes.
Twitter user. Yeah, that one. There you go. Very goth
Wait, what
looking.
just happened here? Is this a joke?
You clicked the wrong thing.
How do I get to it?
Don't click the words that say Babylon Books, because then that takes you to the collection.
Okay, I middle clicked it on my mouse here. Okay, and so just please tell me, because I'm a dumb guy or whatever. Just please just slowly explain to me how this isn't sick.
Can't do it.
Because it updates automatically and now it's customized. And so anything can happen with this. Like there could be another thing that's we haven't even thought of yet that could go onto this punk. And I think my thesis was correct that this would look great too. That this the complexion and hair color and so forth and the bright features, eyes and stuff would look great amidst the drab outdoors. I think that also happened. Now that won't always be the case, unfortunately, for everyone customizing their book. So I don't want you to watch this video and think like, oh, it's easy to come up with the right synergies.
Easy. What are you saying? It's easy to design something that's very cool and very sick. It's very simple.
Yeah, I just think the synergies.
Anyone can get that synergy down perfectly.
So what do you think, Piv? Is this cool? And don't use the phrase Mooncats accessories.
Very cool.
All right.
You heard it here first, folks. Very cool.
We're gonna stare into the sun here for a moment. So for those of you listening, anytime you try to do something inventive with accessories, which first came to me actually, just to really get into like the history of like my whole story and welcome to therapy or whatever. This first came to me when I was working on this project, which was a hatting project, which I'd like to actually be able to put hats on our own, books or whatever. So, sorry. Yes, exactly.
The hatting machine.
This is actually a sick project, and it was much more innocent for me at the time because I felt like less of a need to like do things or whatever, because I was thinking like, well, I don't know anything about blockchain, so anything I do is gravy, whereas now, huge pressure. Anyway, the question would be, how do you put a hat on every single punk, and how do you do it in a way where there are no duplicates? And one way to do it is, of course, you just do it and then upload the images to the blockchain, but that's extremely expensive. And so what you need to do is create like this generative art type thing, but at the same time have it exist within someone else's generative art universe where you're taking an existing thing and slapping something on top of it, which is actually like not possible to like do. Like it looks weird in a lot of cases, although some cases it looks like dope. So anyway, this is a lot of work. Whatever, thought you could put the hats on in a cool way. And then that was the first time, and maybe it was Piv even, I heard the phrase Mooncats accessories. These things are the kiss of death. Like we were talking to Mark Graffy last week, amazing guest, amazing guy, and we mentioned Mooncats accessories, and immediately he was like, don't do that, get out of the way from me. He like really knew it. He was like, I just wish they hadn't done it like that. Anyway, Piv, can you explain what this is? What are we looking at right now?
So Mooncats is also a 2017 project, and I think only 3,000 or so were minted, and then they were rediscovered in 21. And they minted out in a couple of hours. But I think the problem with Mooncats is that they all look very similar. You have a couple of positions and a couple of colors, but they are not as distinct as punks are. And I think they try to solve that with, in theory, a good idea to make them more individual with extra traits you can add. And they also asked artists, yes, this is without the traits.
So pausing there just for a second, just to hammer it home, because you said a lot of actually interesting things that I did not even know about. So this is without the traits. This is on, now it's Mooncat Rescue. There was a rescue thing, acclimated, fully on chain. So these are on, this is kind of confusing to me, but anyway, whatever. You go in here and you see this cat, looks cool. It has a lot of traits, but looks similar to the other cats. And I guess this actually isn't on chain in that way exactly, but this is the contract, and this contract was created here, which is in 21. So I guess they did some contract migration or something. Back to what you were saying. This is the collection OpenSea. They all look the same. Okay, now, and they got artists to do them too, just like we're talking about?
Yes, Digivatar did a couple of nice things. Maybe you should look them up. Was there very early...
What's the name? How do you
spell that?
How do you spell it? Yeah.
Digivatar. Digivatar.
Oh wow. So there's actually, looking at this, this is actually pretty cool. This is the early acclimator helmet. Okay. It's only available if you acclimated. There's some kind of like contract migration thing, lore or whatever going on here. But
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
you have this eligibility criteria, or in this case, a criterion, because there's only one. That's another level that we could have. It could be like you can apply this to your book only if it's at full health.
That seems needlessly complex.
Well, that's just an example off the top of my head. This is good. Yeah, this is funny. Dove is doing a sort of mashup type thing.
Accessories. So for anyone here who's played Team Fortress 2, knows about the modest pile of hats. So it gave me the idea there should be a punk with a modest pile of hats.
Well, one of the very early things I sent to Middlemarch was this.
Was the pile of hats?
Wait, was what, Piv?
It might be.
He's searching.
Frozen. Who is this artist that Piv was talking about, though? We're going to okay, so let's go back to accessories. So for sale. And so this just seems pretty cool. Like, why is this considered to be so bad? Oh my god. Look at this.
They all look identical. So the only way that you can suss something out for its rarity is by looking at the metadata, which is not any fun.
Look at this. It's a beanie.
Yeah, I see it. It's super tiny, and among 100 other Mooncats, it's kind of hard to see. So when I
the question
is like when I look at Mooncats, I'm like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. Everything looks different. It looks like 40 different collections inside of one collection. So I don't know how to look at something and know that it's rare or valuable.
Well, it's historical. I don't know. What about this though, Dove? I got bad news for you, dude. They know about backgrounds.
Where's the background? What part of this is the background?
The moon. Clearly, the moon's in the background. It's occluded by the cat's silhouette.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So yeah, this is it's the acclimated lore thing. So where can you buy? They go by. All right, so they kind of have our idea, right? We should put the TLD. We should do this for our white paper.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Having
like a white background TLDR, and then get into this. Oh my god, look at this! They literally are stealing our exact format.
Yeah, I mean, this is most formats, but yeah.
Question answer. Home accessories will appear on.
Did you guys play TF2?
I played like the super old version of it.
Oh, Team Fortress Classic.
Yes, the classic version. Yes.
That's fascinating. Did you play Counter-Strike?
Yes.
1.6 or Source or both?
Probably both. But I think when I was in high school, it was not Source yet. Although D-Dust was there.
Well, yeah. D-Dust is super. I think D-Dust was
Office
1.0
was in that one too. Yeah, I was very into these sort of Quake 3. I was good at this sort of thing. Yeah, not that. But I used to. I'm old enough where I had LAN parties, dude.
It's hard to know what games you've played because like you've played very obscure, weird games, and then I ask like, have you ever played World of Warcraft? And you're like, no, never touched it.
Never touched it. Yeah, refuse.
Which is more relevant to what we're doing than Counter-Strike or TF2 would be. But actually, TF2 is people don't talk about Team Fortress 2 enough in Web3 because Team Fortress 2 is widely regarded as being the game that revolutionized and introduced microtransactions just as a concept. Like TF2 is the microtransactions game. So I think if you're in Web3 and like trying to do any sort of like gaming or microtransaction thing, they really nailed it first try over at Valve on TF2.
Right, you could buy like the chest.
Yeah, and you could sell the items back and forth. It was really revolutionary.
And so how did this was the game that I played, by the way. This was my prep. Didn't look like this, but and you can't even really see it, but you go, here's like a description of the place you're in, and you can like type stuff in here, and it's like all text. Anyway.
That's what they call these, right? That's a mud.
That's a mud. Yeah, that's a mud right there. All right, so Piv, sorry, how do we find the person you're saying?
I found it.
Perfect.
But, I didn't find a very good picture, but it's Malcolm McLaren.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I remember this. Yep.
And he's wearing the Vivian Westwood hats, a couple of them.
That reminds me a lot of the famous John Lennon meme. Do you guys know about this? Where he's wearing the hat? I think it probably is. I think this is also probably a Vivian Westwood thing. But this classic image that's like a meme picture.
Oh, wow.
Like, why is he standing like that? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, he's walking in like a sort of exaggerated kind of cowboy way.
Business with the big iron on his hip.
Who is this artist that you were mentioning, the Mooncats accessory designer that we need to poach? We need to steal this person and put him or her in the dungeon. You were saying like Digivader. I just could not catch the exact spelling. Ah, wow. I'm really a moron.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
No, recently he tweeted something like, "Whoa, Piff." I don't know what he tweeted, but something like "Whoa." And then I said, "Oh, but I saw your." When I hadn't done anything yet, I saw your Mooncat accessories.
Wow.
That was quite a
Oh yeah,
funny
I heard
interaction.
him tell that story of they were looking for new artists, and he happened to be around to be one of the Mooncats artists.
So how do I find his accessories? Skull
There,
cats. Okay, that seems like in conversation. Any marks? Okay, okay. Oh wow, dope. Okay. So this is quite an accessory. That's amazing. Wow. So he's really playing with the form with these
Yeah, I like
like
the straight up blue eyes white dragon. Like it's just literally stolen Yu-Gi-Oh art. That's sick.
yeah, this is tight. And then this the game. Okay, so then Hodel cat. So this is tight. So then what? Oh, this is amazing. This I like. I gotta get this. It's sold out.
Classic Sotheby.
The auctioneer. We should make the auctioneer in Babylon a cat. Like that's just so cute to me. I'm a big cat lover. So what is the downside to these accessories exactly?
They're just weird. It's like hard, it's too hard to understand what Mooncats are.
But like they don't show up on marketplaces, or they do show up on marketplaces.
they
This
do
was the big
show up.
controversy.
Yes, they
They
do.
do,
They
they
do.
do show up. So
They
if
do
I
show up.
go
So it's super
here,
confusing, like what a mooncat is. Like if you'd never heard of a mooncat and someone sends you to this OpenSea page, it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to buy.
Mhm.
but so
Yeah.
Mooncat. So I searched for Mooncats with 3 accessories. Okay, well, fine, 1 accessory. So they don't show up in marketplaces, or they do? Because like that doesn't. Did they change this?
Well, these are cats like with accessories, I think. But
Yeah, I said
but
total
you're still
accessories
just
1.
looking at the cat. You're not looking at the accessory.
How do I see that?
So for me, like as a non 2017 crypto guy, when I look at Mooncats and I look at that OpenSea page, it's just like, okay, there's 4 different poses and they're different ages, and I think that I'm supposed to buy the old ones, but there's accessories, so I have to figure out what the accessories are.
Yeah, we're archaeologists right now, dude. Though, like we're like,
Cat
what
Pack
is?
Garfield flyer, it says in
That's like going into like ancient Egypt and saying, "Wait, so what does this mean? It's like we're figuring, you know."
It's just not even worth your time. In
Ah,
my
true.
opinion, Mooncat's not worth your time. Don't think about it for more than 2 seconds because it's just a waste.
Right. I like that. I like hot takes, but since they're doing accessories and since Digivatar, who we should get to do some accessories for us, how can I see a picture of the thing with the accessories? I guess they made this change where it's now impossible to see that. Or no, I go here.
I have no idea.
Should I show you the? I think this is probably the first thing I did. Should I send it?
Are you
I'll send
kidding?
it. My Mooncat accessory.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, you've shown me this. This is amazing.
Did I show you?
Yeah, it's true.
This is so good, dude.
Buy now only 0.07. That's a steal.
Yeah, I gotta
I
get
don't
this.
think, is there one sold? I don't think so.
Oh my god. So you really took it you really memed it out. That's great.
Is this the first thing that you ever minted? Was this as an accessory?
Yes.
Alpha.
So
That's
this is a famous example of meme. Just for anyone out there wanting to know, this is a reference to this, basically.
there's 24 available.
Yeah, and you can take a free one.
So can I buy just the accessory, or I have to apply it to a Mooncat?
You got to apply. You got to apply yourself.
Oh, so you can't just own the accessory. Like with
Now I
in
have to buy a
Babylon,
Mooncat.
in Babylon, you can just own the background. You can just own the mirror. You don't have to apply it in order for it to. That's a
Yeah,
bad.
Babylon's sick.
Mooncats screwed that up. That's a bad system.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, if you weren't already doing it, like it's nice to not have another contract. Like we already were doing some crazy diamond thing. But the question remains that I have: how do I actually see woman yelling at cat? Amazing. How do I freaking see it? Okay, so, they got the colors. Sorry, Dove. They stole your meme. All right, so they've got the right. So this to me seems like very confusing because these images are the same. They say accessory image and SVG. It's all the same. You can't see it. So this is you can do a photo booth. So you can add these images and choose your thing here. So basically, I mean, now having used this, I think this is cooler and more difficult to understand than I thought it would be. And I don't understand the hate now for it, except that it's impossible to understand. But like, it should show up here. Like, why can't I see? Like, if you had this here and you could see all these crazy, like, memed out cats, like the one with the yelling thing and Digivitar, like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, I just don't see any of that here. It all looks the same.
I heard something that they changed it. So maybe they changed it because I really think it was like that you saw them all. I think there was something that it was indeed too diverse and too wild.
Well, it's funny because right now the problem is that they're all the same.
Yes.
It's like, what the hell even how do you even pick one to buy? They all look identical.
That's the whole point of accessories, and yet they killed them. Here we go.
The first cat NFTs. It's funny how like people just make up the most random parameters in order to say that they were the first for something. You're the first cat NFT. Like who's asking? You know, it's like
cats are part of internet culture, but
whoever asked, oh, who's the first cat?
There wasn't NFT that had, I forget, like there was an NFT. The generative thing would be like, this is the first. Anyway, I can't come up with the thing, but the vote. Oh no, snapshot. Okay, here it is.
They voted accessories off by a huge margin.
No, it's still going.
But right now it's 73% off.
So this could be our new activism project. We infiltrate this community as like pro accessory like people. We convince them that they're sick.
Why these people? Okay, if you're listening and you're a Mooncat holder who voted accessories off, just know that you are the reason that Mooncats is going to go to zero. So,
wrong words.
Sorry, guys, but you're the reason, and it's your fault.
I mean, they got a lot of volume, 20,000 ETH in volume. You know, it's pretty.
Even if accessories were on, I wouldn't buy it. So they.
I would.
Can't win.
Accessories is harmful and would like all accessories hidden. Mooncat API endpoint is available for games like us.
Oh, wow. So it's not one wallet, one vote. Certain people have more votes.
Yeah, it's the Mick votes.
Fascinating.
The classic Mick vote situation.
McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Should we find a guest? I think we should find a guest who knows all about Mooncats.
I don't think I can go another episode where we talk for Mooncats for this long.
It is important. I mean, this is, I just think, yes, I agree with Piv and Piv's implied gentle critique of us just ripping open this thing and squinting at it and trying to like piece together what happened with no background research having been done. And I didn't know we were going to be talking about this, so I couldn't have done any research. But I do think it's very germane to us. I mean, I think doing a podcast where we really presented Mooncats and all other accessories oriented, things, because we are basically trying to be the best one. I mean, that's the other thing Piv, that's the other thing Dovetail and I were talking about. We were basically saying it's a multiplayer game where you explore the library. Players steal books and then venture into the dungeon to find items to customize their books. Like that is the new, according to the website at least, the new tagline for the game. In other words, the dungeon has been shifted from a generic cool guy, cool place to go, and there might be stuff in there to you find things to accessorize with. We are straight on staring down the barrel of because if you think about it, like you get every single possible punk, and that follows these rigid rules, right? Like rules that took forever to figure out, like these rules. And so this is the rigid thing, and this is something that exists in the main part of the library, and you can get something here and hopefully get something good. But then you can go to the dungeon, and for a little bit extra time and whatever, gas, whatever, you can break the rules and you can change the background. You can change the way the punk faces. You can change, who knows what else. Maybe you can put a fashion hat on it someday or whatever. Then you can. So it's kind of this like juxtaposition where you have and this is related to Jeremy.eth's quadrants and everything, where you have on the upstairs, and this is like Downton Abbey, basically. You have upstairs, which is the one type of punk derivative, which is like just extremely focused on, it's an expansion thing, focused on the rules. And then you go downstairs, and it's the other type of punk derivative, where you can do whatever and make weird looking stuff. And it's kind of putting these things together, and that's why it's sick. So I think it's a great concept. What do you think, Piv?
Yes, it's a great concept.
What is the wild hair? No, crazy hair. So I'm trying to reproduce the thing Piv has done.
Oh yeah, the red, white, blue. In France, did they say blue, white, and red?
But it's actually a movie series. It's a long time since I've seen it, but it's also.
You broke up there, Piv.
I think Piv might be frozen. Might have disconnected. He's permanently face palming. Oh, there you may be back.
You're
now.
back in the game.
Yeah, you're back. Okay.
Okay. It's a movie series also of three movies: Trois couleurs, bleu, blanc, rouge. You know it?
No, I'm just saying that makes a lot of sense, because when I saw your tweet, I was just like, oh, cool, like 3 colors. Like cool. But it's like, actually, I should have just known that.
But it is about France. But I think it's between Poland and France. And one is with Juliette Binoche. You probably know her, the actress.
Probably not. Or maybe. What is... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you were just saying 3 colors.
3 colors, yet.
So that's cool. Oh, and you did black lipstick, too. That's also smart. Now we don't have much, so let's just allow for face and allow for neck. And did you do no earring? And you did no earring, which is also cool. So should this be our next theme? I really feel like we have to decide that on the podcast. And really what I would like you guys to do is put yourself in the shoes of the backroom guy.
A male team, no? Today?
This is cool. We talked earlier about maybe doing a 7-trait theme. I think that's a good idea.
Oh, that's fun.
A little, both genders action.
Yeah, what about this? Come on, this is fucking dope. Also, the fewer criteria we have, the cheaper the ass is to set the theme. That's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, the thing about doing a 7-trait is that you can make a 7-trait on almost every theme. Almost every theme that we do, you can make a 7-trait.
So now it's like, deal with it. And the beauty is no ape, no alien. So we keep the grail safe for the skeleton key holders.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so you can get a zombie hoodie, but you cannot get an alien hoodie. And you can't get the zombie hoodie 1-trait, because that's excellent.
Right. And I think this is also cool, because this kind of throws on its head the idea that everyone was already thinking about, like how the better ones have fewer traits in a world where there's every possibility of everything. Like the rarest stuff is the stuff that has zeros.
Right.
And so in this case, it's like saying,
to me, this one really shows the possibilities. Because in the CryptoPunks, you have 1 7-trait. You just have the seed phrase, top hat, big beard, buck teeth guy. But here it's like, oh my god, there's so many 7-traits that are possible. How could just one of these end up in the official collection? Like, that's crazy that only one of them was allowed in, because there's so many.
Yeah, this is insane. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good move. And that you can't, and there's like very small number of these that actually look good, especially because there's no hidden traits. How would I find a good one? Okay, well, I don't like clown nose, and I guess hoodie is considered to be the best one. Nope, not a lot of options. There are probably more. I just have to like scroll a little bit. Nope. That it? Oh no, there are a lot more. Okay, of course, there are a lot more. You got to play with the thing. It's finicky, whatever. And so eyes would be, VR in honor of you, Dove. And
wait, what do I have to do with the VR?
Because you are.
I had the. Yeah, okay. I wasn't looking at the stream, but now that I do, it makes sense.
Buck teeth and face is rosy cheeks. Neck is gold chain. Beard is shadow beard. Ears is can't do it.
Yep, hidden.
So yeah, I actually don't know what I would do. None of these look that good. That guy's kind of cool. I don't know. Whatever.
Hey, that's got the shadow beard buck teeth. glitch.
Yeah, I mean that's where my mind went as well. I've got to work on the it's a little bit it's a challenging thing to do this selector, but anyway, I think this is a good move. I think this will be humorous and also have a good message, and it'll let people finally do whatever they want, except this is actually kind of like a monkey's paw type thing, like ironic genie, you know what I mean?
You can have whatever you want, but
As
not
long as
you
it's
have.
seven traits.
Yeah,
Seven
you have
traits is
to.
the best. No, it's not.
Yeah, actually, seven traits are very ugly, so
Good luck.
you get what you asked for.
So that's actually why I'm really curious to see what you guys meant.
Yeah, it is very hard to mint a good-looking seven trait. I think it's interesting that seed phrase is the only one because seed phrase I think actually looks good.
Yeah, it
But
looks
it's
amazing.
but maybe we're just conditioned to think it looks good because it's so rare, dude. It's so
That's true.
rare
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
valuable.
Super, super valuable. Ah, God, it looks so valuable and rare. Yeah. Well, is this really a seven trait right here?
Looksrare.org, by the way. That's
Shout
good.
out to our
That's
sponsor.
that's fascinating. That looks very strange. That looks like a glitch is happening. That doesn't even look like it's supposed to be like that.
It doesn't look like there's seven.
Let's see. Spots, silver
There's
chain. Oh, you missed the chain, dude. You
Oh, the
missed the
chain.
silver chain.
There you go. That's smart.
Gotcha. That'll get you.
Oh
So I
no, I
think
don't want to
that's
unlock that.
maybe that's the alpha is traits that are hard to see will help yours look better.
That's a good call. Yeah, let's go ahead and select silver chain. Okay. Oh yeah, here's another doesn't look like seven traits guy
Hey,
for the
it's
same
that's
reason.
another baby punk. I was toying with the idea of baby punks earlier, which is any punk that has rosy cheeks and a smile, and then either purple cap or beanie or stringy hair, as those are the most baby-like hats that you can have. But rosy cheeks
That's
and
very cute.
smile, yeah. Then you got little babies, little baby youthful punks.
So here's my question for you, Piv. What is the Babylon game item that when you apply it turns your book into this?
I forgot that I drew this earlier. It's so fucking good.
Like the idea being that we have thrown everything at it, and to keep people happy, we're like, how do we keep people happy? Like, give them more, whatever. Just fine, put bodies on the fucking things. We don't
We
care.
were just talking about how everyone who draws bodies does it in the worst possible way. So today I was like, I'm gonna draw a body. I came up with this.
It looks great. I think it could be a great.
It's
I think
good.
it'd be a great move.
Will you show the
And
plant one and the sauna one? I think those are good too.
so this is one where if you ever want to just plant your book, just see what happens.
Yeah, pretty cool. Put it in the
This is a
dirt.
very chill punk to be planted, and he has no arms available, and he's still smoking the cigarette. So that's
Totally,
like a
totally zen. His gardener is keeping him very, well taken care of.
yes,
You imagine
yes,
that someone came and gave him the cigarette and lit it, and then,
yeah. And here is
hot
the steam
springs.
room punk, and so so the idea is this is a sketchbook, but I like the idea of getting crazy with crazy stuff for these
The little
punks.
body one is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, I think you give your body. Well, it's also because he's smoking a cigarette, which is also funny. If you are a
Because there's those baby punk collections, but it's just the heads that are really tiny. What if you did a baby punk collection, but it's normal head and baby little body?
yeah. Oh yeah, we got to come up with some new accessories. Okay, so what should the theme? What should the exhibition be called?
7 is a lucky number, so maybe you can call it 777.
Well, that's cool. Or is there a just pausing for a moment? I like that, but is there some kind of this is where I turn to you. This is seven traits, really?
1, 2, 3. Hidden
Looks
earring.
normal.
Hidden earring.
The earring's hidden?
Lipstick also. The lipstick
Wait,
and
is
the
the
earring
earring
really
hidden
help.
right now? Is this a
No,
bug?
no. But the outline is hidden, which is helpful, and the fact that it's yellow on yellow is really helpful. It's very stealthy earring.
This is amazing.
The black lipstick and the mole are also very, small traits.
So, is there any reference that we could tap into from literature or cinema here for the seven? one thing that comes to mind, Dove, is the
SE7EN.
right. There's that, but there's also the thing you were saying with the Zoomer way of watching the Seven Samurai, the Seventh Seal, or some kind of seven thing.
Oh yeah, the Seventh Seal Zoomer edition.
Seven
Yeah.
Seal Zoomer edition. So that would be another touch point.
Seven
Inside
Samurai
joke.
is good as well.
Yeah,
A lot of
and then
seven in films.
and then Magnificent Seven. Well, I think Magnificent Seven and Seven Samurai, although I've seen neither, are references to one another. I don't know about the Seal one, but I don't know. What do you think, Biv?
I think Piv might be disconnected again.
And eat, and they just don't stop eating. Like
Sorry,
in,
You,
we
cut
missed that
out
part,
when
Biv. You cut out.
your answer got cut off like from the start, basically.
entirely okay. There's a movie La Grande Bouffe, and it's about eating, but just much too much eating.
Much like in Seven with gluttony.
Well, it's just an excess or an abundance
Ooh,
of.
that might not be Twitch TOS friendly. that poster.
I don't know. I think it's like I don't think that's. But yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. So so you're saying the having seven traits is like a grand buffet.
His connection must not be good tonight.
Yeah, I think this is great. Let's use this because I think what this sounds like is exactly the type of like, reference like thing. Like I feel like a real
satires consumerism and the decadence of the bourgeois. So yes,
yeah, exactly. We're anti-bourgeois here,
Well, be careful with that one. It's the leopards eating your own face type of thing.
No, I love the movie. I'm, yeah. But anyway, whatever. What about this, Piv? Should we use this as the title? It's like a buffet of traits.
I don't know. How is it in English?
How is
Well, I think people would Google it and then they'd be like, these guys are so clever. They thought of this.
blowout?
La Grande Abufada.
There was a funny thing on Twitter about these sorts of translations. Minimized it. So there was the movie The Hangover in France is called Very Bad Trip.
And then in parentheses, Hangover?
And then Hangover in parentheses, yeah. The other guys is called Very Bad Cops.
Speaking of translations, a couple days ago, this is completely aside. This is not relevant to anything, but I want to signal boost it and make it seen by more people. There's this video game called Boku no Natsuyasumi 2, which is a Japanese exclusive game about a boy who lives in the countryside and goes on a summer adventure vacation. And the Twitter user by the name of Hilltop Works is presenting a brand new English translation of this game from like a million years ago, and it's very exciting. And they're doing it independently, so go support Hilltop Works for translating this epic Boku no Natsuyasumi 2 game, which is anyway irrelevant. Just for any listeners out there who are into fan translations of ancient Japanese only video games.
That's this person.
Check it out. Yep, that's them.
Square. Boku. Yeah, okay. Good. I love it. This kind of reminds me of Paris. So maybe we can do a tweet. Maybe we can do a quick tweet and then we can wrap up. We could get off of that. Okay, what is going on right now? Okay,
Cats is trending.
Okay, so I'm going to say I'm going to do a quote tweet here, and I'm going to say
you should copy.
Tonight is your last chance to mint a book or poster from the Orange UT's exhibition. Tomorrow, the new exhibition will begin. Its title? Where am I? How do I go back to Twitter? Oh, where's my Twitter?
You have so many tabs open.
Where's my Twitter? Where literally is my Twitter right now?
Perfect. Amazing. Love it.
Piv? Our new and most decadent.
Tab check. I have 2 tabs open right now.
I have a ton, but I've got a lot of good stuff. Like, here we go. Look at that.
I have Twitter open, and then I have the Meebits on Gem open. I'm looking at
Meebits. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't mind a Meebit right now.
Those are my 2 tabs.
Okay, Pip, I'm tweeting.
Yeah, good.
Okay, now tweet it from your own thing. So now we do need a poster for it. So I need one of the artists, the Caps 21 artists.
I feel like for
to
this one, it should just be like as random and chaotic as possible. I think like if you attempt to curate it, then it's no longer.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
So then this is the easiest poster we've ever designed.
But what we can do is remove the discrete.
He's gone again.
I kind of like it better as human than with zombie in it. Like it looks more chaotic with human. With zombie, there's that other layer, but whatever. You can't pick and choose this kind of thing, I guess.
I think that's. I would not disagree with that. I think it looks cool, just humans.
All right, let's try.
I
Sorry,
agree.
babe, we missed everything.
You missed everything.
Everything.
Yeah, your internet is shoddy today.
That's really weird. That's the first time. No, I said maybe we can remove the discrete traits like the silver chain and the mole.
Oh, that's a good
So
call. Smart.
it's really
And,
the right ones.
Lipsticks too. Although then this bleeds into our gas thing, but I guess, you know.
No,
Either-
This is just for the poster. This is just for the poster, which also
yeah,
costs
yeah.
gas.
Not,
And okay, so the neck would have to be none, gold chain, choker, and the lips would have to be none, brown, smile, buck teeth. We could say hot, purple,
Yeah.
no black, I guess.
yeah, that's good.
Okay, what about just human, or should it be human and zombie?
I kind of like it just human. I think it looks neater in a messy, I don't know, whatever. I used the wrong word. It looks better.
And then face can be none, rosy cheeks, spots, or should it even be able to be rosy cheeks?
Rosy cheeks are good. I like rosy cheeks.
It should have to be not, but just like what will look the most chaotic. Yeah, maybe rosy cheeks are fine. I don't know. What do you think?
Now it's only rosy cheeks.
No, it's none.
Yeah, but don't you want spots and
But no mole. Mole is looks too for the poster. Mole looks too.
yeah.
But maybe there's just a way to have it be crazier.
I think this is good. I think the more that you sit here and try to curate it, the more refined and homogeneous it will look. Yeah, I think this is great. This is cool. It's like it hurts your eyes to look at. You're like, what's even going on here?
This will also be an amazing test of whether my thing works with the poster, combining all the attributes together or whatever. That'll be very funny. Hopefully the math works. All right, I think we're in pretty good shape. So let's wind it down. Dove, would you like to do me the great honor?
I'm struggling to think about what we talked about today.
Without mentioning Mooncats.
Do you want to do it, Piv? Do you have a good memory?
Frozen again, I think.
We talked about today on this episode of Capsule 21's podcast, or just the Capsule. Is it what the official name is? Capsule 21.
It's the
podcast?
Capsules 21 podcast. That's the official.
Okay, so welcome to the Capsules 21.
The Capsules 21.
21th podcast. Today we talked about Duke Nukem, Doom, id Software games, especially Wolfenstein 3D. We talked about Punch-Out. We talked about my personal favorite artist, Kristoffer Zetterstrand. We talked about accessorizing. We talked about Mooncats accessories. We talked about French cinema and about the gas savings of our new improved Babylon dungeon. And we talked about the new theme.
A boom. All right.
Boom.
Good job. Good. All right. Well, that's the Capsule 21 podcast for you. If you're watching this, congratulations. You're next. Bye-bye.